You can support me by turning on notifications, subscribing to my channel, and liking the video. Waiting for your comments. The Roswell Incident. Did aliens really arrive? In the wide and open skies above Roswell, New Mexico, one event in 1947 sparked an enduring enigma that has captivated the imagination of UFO enthusiasts, conspiracy theorists, and everyday people for decades. The so-called Roswell Incident stands as a pillar in modern folklore about extraterrestrial visitations. While early press releases from the U.S. Army Air Forces initially fueled rumors of a crashed, flying disc, official explanations later shifted to a weather balloon story. Since then, multiple narratives have competed. Some claim recovered alien bodies and top-secret spacecraft. Others emphasize misidentified military technology. At the heart of this swirling controversy is a question that resonates worldwide. Did aliens really arrive in Roswell, or was the entire episode a misunderstanding inflated by Cold War paranoia and media sensationalism? Journey back with us to that fateful summer and explore the conflicting details that continue to spark debates, generating books, documentaries, and a never-ending stream of speculation. A stormy night in 1947, the Roswell saga began in early July 1947, when rancher Mack Brazel stumbled upon strange debris on his property, about 30 miles north of Roswell. Accounts differ, but many describe bits of lightweight, metallic foil-like material that could be folded and then returned to its original shape, along with wooden or plastic beams scrawled with odd purple symbols. Intrigued and baffled, Brazel gathered some pieces and brought them to the local sheriff. The debris soon made its way to the nearby Roswell Army Airfield. On July 8th, an Army press release stated that they had retrieved a flying disc, an announcement that set off a media frenzy. Headlines across the country picked up the story, fueling visions of extraterrestrial craft. But within 24 hours, another official statement amended the original claim. It wasn't a flying disc after all, but a weather balloon used for meteorological measurements. The public reaction was a mix of confusion and disappointment, some believing the initial claim had been a hasty mistake, others suspecting a sudden government cover-up. Shifting explanations and growing suspicion, the abrupt about-face from flying disc to weather balloon poured fuel on the conspiracy fire. In the post-war era, Americans were grappling with new fears, from atomic weapons to Soviet espionage. Anxiety about the unknown was running high, and the idea of advanced aircraft, whether terrestrial or otherwise, touched a cultural nerve. If the first Army release had truly been an error, many wondered why. Critics pointed out that military personnel at RAF, which housed the 509 Bomb Group, would presumably know the difference between a balloon and something more extraordinary. Meanwhile, the weather balloon debris itself seemed to vanish, with no public demonstration of the materials to quell speculation. All told, the incident quickly faded from mainstream news, overshadowed by other events. But within the undercurrents of public imagination, Roswell found its foothold. Stories circulated in local bars and kitchens about clandestine trucks hauling unknown cargo away, and hush-hush remarks about alien bodies discovered at the crash site. Emergence of the alien body narrative, though the Roswell case mostly slipped into relative obscurity for 3 decades, it roared back into the spotlight in the late 1970s. That's when Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer at RAF who initially handled the debris, gave interviews insisting the material was not of this earth. He described how it couldn't be bent, cut, or burned, contradicting the official weather balloon story. Fueled by Marcel's assertions, authors and UFO researchers dove into old witness testimonies or diaries, unearthing claims that alien remains had been recovered. According to some accounts, small humanoid bodies with large heads and dark, almond-shaped eyes were discovered on a separate crash site or near the same ranch. Rumors describe how they were taken to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for autopsy or hidden in secret hangars. This idea of the Roswell aliens took on new life, attracting interest from tabloids to major networks. The possibility of recovered extraterrestrial corpses gave the story a haunting dimension, fueling the notion that an unprecedented cosmic secret had been locked behind government doors. Project Mogul and high-altitude balloons in 1994, decades after the initial incident. The U.S. Air Force released a new report suggesting that the Roswell wreckage likely belonged to Project Mogul, a top-secret operation testing special high-altitude balloons designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests by monitoring low-frequency sound waves in the upper atmosphere. These arrays often included unusual materials: foil reflectors, balsa wood or plastic beams, and radar targets with odd markings. Confusion about their origin, combined with the hush-hush nature of Cold War secrecy, could have sparked the flying disc speculation. One must note that in 1947, the concept of advanced spy balloons was not publicly known, so any unusual balloon might seem extraordinary. However, for UFO enthusiasts, the Project Mogul explanation didn't fully satisfy. They pointed out that witness descriptions of small bodies or alien-like forms don't align with balloon debris. The Air Force countered by releasing a follow-up report in 1997 attributing these body reports to misidentified crash test dummies used in other balloon programs or to the confabulation of separate events. Yet critics contended that none of these official clarifications addressed every detail or witness testimony convincingly. Between fact and cover-up, one persistent notion driving Roswell conspiracy theories is a belief in government deception. If the Army so abruptly retracted its flying disc statement, maybe they were hiding something bigger. Furthermore, Roswell is just one of many alleged military UFO cover-ups, but it became iconic as it was among the earliest widely publicized events. The environment of 1947, burgeoning Cold War tensions, the newly minted CIA, and the rapid expansion of nuclear weapon technology gave the government multiple motives to conceal experimental devices. Meanwhile, UFO sightings were becoming more frequent, or at least more reported. Just weeks before Roswell, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold had described seeing disc-like craft near Mount Rainier in Washington state, coining the term flying saucer. The synergy of these incidents offered fertile ground for people to suspect a hidden cosmic dimension. Was the Roswell weather balloon the only official lie, or did it represent the tip of an iceberg concealing genuine extraterrestrial visitors? Pop culture and the road to legend by the 1980s and 1990s, Roswell graduated from a footnote in UFO lore to a flagship phenomenon, thanks in part to books like The Roswell Incident by Charles Berlitz and William Moore, and later Crash at Corona by Stanton Friedman and Don Berliner. These publications wove detailed narratives based on interviews with alleged witnesses who recalled alien bodies, seal crates, and threats from men in dark suits. Hollywood soon latched onto the story, incorporating Roswell references into films, television series, and novels. The alien autopsy footage, revealed as a hoax in the 1990s, temporarily reignited a global frenzy around the possibility of real alien bodies being dissected. Roswell blossomed into a brand of sorts. The small town embraced tourism with UFO-themed shops, museums, and an annual festival, turning the tragedy of a supposed crash into an economic staple. The phrase Roswell Incident itself became shorthand for any cosmic conspiracy. Even high-ranking officials occasionally fueled the speculation. Some retired Air Force or intelligence officers gave ambiguous statements, neither fully confirming nor denying the presence of extraterrestrial craft. The debate continues in contemporary times. The central question remains: did aliens really arrive at Roswell? The official stance is that it was a secret balloon from Project Mogul, while UFO believers maintain that the authorities orchestrated a cover-up. Skeptics argue that eyewitness recollections are unreliable after decades, distorted by TV specials and sensational books. They highlight that many alien body witnesses emerged only years after the event, suggesting their memories may have intermingled with rumors. Proponents, however, counter that the repressed or intimidated witnesses only dared to speak once they felt safe. They say no standard balloon or test dummy can explain the extraordinary claims of lightweight metal that reformed itself, and the contradictory testimonies from key players like Major Jesse Marcel add fuel to the notion that the real story remains concealed. Even the question of if it was just a balloon, why all the secrecy, persists. This tension reveals the fundamental nature of Roswell. It's a puzzle shaped by fragmented evidence, emotional conviction, and a cultural thirst for cosmic wonder. Why Roswell endures the Roswell Incident endures for reasons beyond a possible UFO crash. It symbolizes humanity's search for cosmic connection, a glimpse that maybe we aren't alone in the vast universe. In the late 1940s, the idea of advanced civilizations crossing interstellar gulfs to reach Earth gripped imaginations at a moment of intense change. Additionally, Roswell resonates because it taps into skepticism toward government institutions. The swirl of confusion from official announcements suggests a hidden narrative, reinforcing the notion that power structures keep revolutionary truths hidden from the public. Meanwhile, pop culture, with its alien invasion films and conspiracy-laden shows like The X-Files, cements Roswell as a cornerstone. Even new generations who missed the initial hype discover the story through streaming documentaries, UFO-themed podcasts, and social media debates, breathing fresh life into a 70-year-old event. All these layers, evolving official explanations, heartfelt witness accounts, pop culture dramatizations, and a persistent sense of enigma, fuse to keep the question alive. Did aliens really arrive in Roswell? Rational explanations might satisfy many, but the allure of cosmic visitation remains too enticing for others to dismiss. Perhaps the final answer lies locked away in an unmarked government archive or lost in the memories of a dying generation. Maybe the simplest solution stands in plain sight, a top-secret balloon mistaken for something extraordinary. But as long as curiosity thrives, Roswell will remain a testament to our longing for the cosmic unknown. In the end, it matters less whether aliens truly crashed that night than what the incident reveals about our collective psyche. The human imagination yearns for answers just beyond our grasp, fueling a legend that merges real science, Cold War secrecy, and the oldest wonder of all. Are we alone in the universe, or have visitors already walked among us?